Hello and welcome to round 4 of day 1 of the May Monthly. I am Rowan. Astrid is still sound asleep on top of her cattery. And let's get into it and get ourselves a fish. I have to say that quiet. She knows what fish is. So I'm gonna take Mercury. I'm just gonna quickly double check that I still don't have Miseria for Balder. If I did, I'd just pick him. So, Mercury, again, Boon Quest package, you don't need me to tell you that at this point. Only difference here is we have a Mecha Man to make it on the Boon of Osiris or Boon of Santa if they show up. And we have a Perseus, which I honestly don't really like very much, but in theory it should be better here. I just haven't thought of a better card to replace it with yet. So, let's get into it. Pretty mediocre shop. I'm gonna take the Slappy. So there is incentive to take monotypal in case you run into Boon of Set, I guess, is the only thing to maybe worth add here for curious viewers. And we get punished for our positioning. And this is kind of where it all falls down, really. So the sensible play is to take Wind Up Toy. But that sets back an opportunity at Boon of Set. We could also take Rose. She's just not a serviceable body. I am just interested in living here. So let's just take a Wind Up Toy. Call it a day. We get a silver, which kind of makes me feel a bit silly. And based on that, I'm not even sure if I want the picks. I think I'm just going to take the Rose and feel dumb. So we have some wet noodle fights going on in this one. I guess maybe our decision didn't matter too much, and we find ourselves in a spot with no farewells and nothing really worth too much of a damn here. It's very funny to me, admittedly, that I'm gonna drop the bigger unit here, but maybe I don't need to drop the bigger unit. Maybe my board's just very modest anyway. I was thinking of dropping the Slappy there because it would mean I could proc Miseria if Destiny summons it. And then I looked at my board and was like, I think this is capable of losing. And I think I might be right. Oh yes. I was absolutely correct. I was like, maybe this board sucks. And it did. And that's perfect, because this gives us a little bit more to work with. A shame that we didn't get which one do you use bigger? It is actually Slappy. It's a shame we did not get Common in that last shop to immediately set off the Hercules. But I'm not really complaining. We have a consolation prize for 2.5 hearts. We have Young Hercules and Destiny. Pretty tough. Tough to argue with this spot. I'm not complaining. We'll take this Elven Tools. We'll take this Fortune Teller. I think we take Boon of Santa. Maybe this summons a summoner, Boon of Santa is a pretty bad boon in the state of the boons. It's weird because it's kind of slow and bad, but really good if you can proc it on turns 3 and 4. And we're actually going to proc it here because we did summon a summoner. I think we get full-hearted here. We do, but it's not the end of the world. More consolation prizes. Favor of Santa comes our way. And this Destiny should be ready to get some work done. I am very tempted to keep trying to greet the Zeha. Because now the Herc is up to a 50-50. We have pretty decent summons coming out of these. So we get the Mort off there. Grading did not pay off. Grade is bad. Be more disciplined. We get double Boon of Osiris and double Boon of Styx. I'm taking double Boon of Osiris. Boon of Osiris is just... Oh, it's a silly card. And immediately after the Boon of Osiris, we get the Mockingbird to summon. That's our third Death Rattle. If we summon the Snowball just to... Excuse me, that's our third Farewell. But yeah. If you haven't played much with Boon of Osiris, oh boy, it's good. Cheating Eyes Gilded Farewell units, especially going into turn 9, disgusting. If you use it with, what's it called? Frankenstein's Doctor or some other treasure that, for whatever reason, gives your units farewell, it will, so I think I want to do this. Sorry, I was just thinking about something. If you use it with Frankenstein's Doctor or some other treasure or something like Karen, which gives slot 1 farewell, those units will also be eligible to appear for Boon of Osiris, which is handy if you, for example, you know, have some unit you would like to summon with it. It sure does look like my opponent is going the character buff strategy with, what's her name there? It's a bit unfortunate for me, I gotta say. I think the play here is to TLK the Conan. I could Silver the Destiny and look for a mop, but I think this Conan's becoming a liability. That is very interesting. A Lord Shadowmancer. A crystal. They have a poison apple. We are now 4 yakety yaks. We are yakety yak 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 yak. Yakety yak 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 yak. And the first unit we buy from this shop will be like 1,000 or something ridiculous like that. Smaller than I expected. Oh, I see. There was another one coming down the pipeline. Alright, Perseus. Alright. I see. I see. Maybe suspect to drop the Destiny there, but she'll come back. I dropped it because on the off chance my opponent can clear my front row, I want the extra summon off the farewells. Since we do have double farewells. Let's see if I have a poison apple around here. I do not. So I'm just going to take Bottle Starlight. We'll take Boon of Bahamut. I'll take a 1700. I'll bunk a wee spell with Ghost Armor for fun. And now do I want to try and greed. Greed is suspect, but we're in top 2. The greed was a mistake. We take our second place. Deserved second place. to this nemesis that I see the async doesn't track what they add. I mean, maybe they just went bonkers, who knows? But yeah, that's us through to the final round of day 1. We have our fishy fish Let's do this. Hello? 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 Interesting.